Byron Murphy, you say, former Arizona Cardinals cornerback. I remember Byron, who missed some time, like close to half the season last year with a back injury, as a very physical corner. Now, he has position flexibility, which means he can play the outside corner spot or get nasty on the inside, like those slot corners do. And, with Byron, he comes into a situation where it seems from afar like they definitely need some depth at corner. And to have a physical guy like this, who did miss nearly half the season last year for Arizona with a back injury, to have somebody young and physical at a very fair price tag. We would like to welcome Byron Murphy to the Covenant, a Covenant that provided 13 thrilling victories last year and hopefully is on the high road to success. Byron Murphy, welcome to the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, Vikings fans, we have an absolute stud in Byron Murphy. First of all, he's versatile. He can play on the inside. He can play on the outside. I think you're going to see him a little bit more on the inside part of this Brian Flores defense because he has that short area quickness, that twitchiness that we all look for, and he's physical. He can play man-to-man. He can go up to these slot wide receivers and really get in their grill, and that's the one thing that I think you're going to love about his play. This dude is tough. He's a true dude. He's one of those dogs out there. I can't wait to see him fly around and make plays. Vikes, we got a good one.
The Minnesota Vikings have signed veteran quarterback Byron Murphy from the Arizona Cardinals. He recently was there. He was the 33rd overall pick in the 2019 draft, which means he's just as good as a first rounder. That's that first pick in the second round. That's just as good as getting a first rounder, and that's what the Vikings have now gotten Byron Murphy. It's going to come down to Brian Flores' defense and how he decides to play. Could it be the multiple sets of the New England Patriots, or could it be a lot of zero pressure like he did with the Miami Dolphins? But we will see soon enough which direction Brian Flores decides to go. But Byron Murphy is the first piece to that back-end defense being able to play whatever he decides. Talked to a couple scouts, talked to Ryan Clark from ESPN, and they all said Byron Murphy is savvy. He's a route recognition type of corner. He's athletic, he's smart, and he can play in the slot. If he has to jump into the slot, whether it's just put him in the slot and let him play man, or he has to motion down, he's not a guy that gets caught up and you have to put him in a certain spot. He can play all over the field, so that's a good pickup for the Minnesota Vikings.
What is there not to like about the signing of Byron Murphy? I mean, after all, he is a 25-year-old defensive back, still on the ascension. I think that's the key part, is he's been getting better each and every season, and the Vikings are getting him right in his physical prime. Number two, he's played against some very, very good competition. Faced Cooper Kupp last year, did a great job. Played Devontae Adams last year, also did a great job. Then there's the DK Metcalfs, Brandon Ayuk's of the world, Deebo Samuels that he's been facing week in and week out as part of the NFC West. The other part is his flexibility. He can play nickel. That's where he started, playing nickel, but can move outside. He's been shadowing receivers, so he has a lot of position flexibility. Unbelievable athlete, very good feet, and I think a very fair contract at 2 years, $22 million. So it's sort of it's a hybrid kind of a prove it deal. So I think he's going to be highly motivated to have two great seasons with the Minnesota Vikings.